one of the plantations was owned by a woman. Well, this was rare. Women couldn't even own property back then. But she had been the only child of her father's that made it to majority age. Her name was Anna Matilda Page. Well, Anna Matilda marries a man named Thomas Butler King. That was commonly done in the Deep South, and it was called the matching of children or assigned playmates. In other words, if you were a little girl born up in the big house, you would be matched with a little girl born down in the workers' cabin. That would be the person that went with you and set up your household for you. One of Anna Matilda's children was a boy named Lordy. And Lordy is matched with Neptune. And Neptune sitting in the room with her own children when they were tutored. She had Neptune educated. One time the father was going on one of his business trips. Well, he calls the three oldest sons. When I come back the next time, I'm going to have each one of you your own horses. Well, the boys were over the moon. Horses, horses, we're going to get horses. And every day they waited down at the cotton barn. I wish I could get a horse, because if I could get a horse, I could go somewhere. Finally, the father comes into view, but instead of pulling 3 horses, he's pulling 4. He bought a horse for Neptune too. Neptune is married. His wife is pregnant with their 2nd child. Lordy and I'm leaving day after tomorrow. He's got to fight in the war, and I'm pulling the supplies right behind I go. So off the boys go. You know, I'm from the South, and it was a Confederate Fredericksburg. They get all the way to the Battle of Fredericksburg, and the fighting is recognize it, because out at the graveyard behind that iron fence is his grave, and it says he's been pierced by 5 balls. He had been shot. He says, "Neptune, is that Captain Page King?" He said, "Yes, sir, yes, sir, this is Lordy." He said, "Well, put him on my horse and I'll take him back to camp for you." And Neptune says these words that have become very famous. They have been put on a statue. He says, "No, sir, no, sir. I have carried him this far in life, and I will be the one to carry him all the way." And carry him all the way he does. He takes the body back to camp. The men help him make a pine box. He repairs the wheel on the wagon. And he brings that body over 600 miles home from Fredericksburg, Virginia. And this is the famous Sea Island Golf Course. Sea Island we couldn't go on. It's private and gated. This is St. Simon's, but the Sea Island Golf Course is not on Sea Island. It's on St. Simon's Island. But it's still private and gated. We're about to get kicked out. Don't worry. A minute right up here. And now Davis Love III runs his foundation out of it. And Neptune is buried over behind that. All right, we are going to be asked to leave in just a minute, and so we are going to turn and go right back out. But I want to show you something. We're going to try to line you up where you can look down the Avenue of Oaks. Now, up a little more, little more, little more, little more. A little more. I've got the view right now. See, you have to look down the long Oak Line Drive. Traffic, we don't want to rile up the guard.
The wealthy.
It's not. I do this 2 times a day, and they are. If you've ever wanted your picture made with Putin, Putin's in the picture.
That's bad. I think there's a heck of a storm headed this way. It is blowing and gray, and we already got thunder. Here to see this lighthouse. Some people might want to climb 127 steps, but I think I'll pass. Fort St. Simon's. Fort was built by English troops under command of General James Edward Oglethorpe, who founded the Georgia colony in 1733. Guarded the entrance to the Frederica River, through which ships must pass to reach Fort Frederica, with nearby De La Galle's Fort. Turned St. Simon's Island into Georgia's most heavily fortified area, was destroyed by Spanish soldiers in 1742. St. Simon's Lighthouse. The dwelling was completed in 1872, replacing the lighthouse destroyed during the Civil War. Orlando Poe, chief engineer for the U.S. Lighthouse Board, supervised the design. Little breezy. I think this is a lighthouse keeper's house. First American. Long hair piled on top of their head, bow and arrow, body paint. They fished and hunted. We've got lighthouses are painted differently so sailors at sea could recognize them by the color, pattern, frequency of the light flashes. Very interesting. I did not know that. St. Simon's Lighthouse night pattern is FFLW60S. Fixed white beam because our lens does not rotate, and a brighter light that flashes every 60 seconds. As panels rotate around the lens, our fixed light can be seen 16 miles away, and the flash is a range of 25 miles.